Hello everyone, welcome once again. Today we are going to study a new chapter, that is separation of substances. So from the heading of the chapter we can understand that we are going to study about the separation of substances on their different bases. So first of all, let's start with pure substance. Substance which contain only one kind of particles are called pure substance. And if the substance contain more than one kind of particle, then it will be called impure substances. For example, we can take example of our surroundings, that in our surroundings most of the substances are impure as they have something mixed in it. For example, air is a mixture of gases. For example, milk have some quantity of water, then it is impure. Now let's see element. A substance made from identical particle of one material. If a substance is made from one single material, then it will be element. And if a substance formed as a result of chemical combination of two or more elements in a fixed ratio, then it will be compound. Means only single particle of one material, then it will be called element. And if there is combination of two or more material, then it will be called compound. Now a solution is a mixture of two substances. If we see a solution, for example, water plus sugar. If we mix water with sugar, we will get sugar solution. So this solution contains two things. One is water, another one is sugar. 1 glass of water and 1 spoon of sugar. So the substance which is present in large quantity is called solvent. That means water is solvent and sugar which is present in small quantity is called solute. And the solution of both of them is called sugar solution. That means solution contain one solute and one solvent. Now next is needs for separating components of a mixture. Removing harmful or unwanted components. We need to separate materials because we need to remove the harmful or unwanted components. Second one is obtaining useful and desired components in pure form. If you want to get any pure form of any substance, then we need to do it, separate it from the impure one. Now methods of separation are, there are different methods of separation like threshing, winnowing, hand picking, sieving, magnetic separation, floating and sinking method, sedimentation, decantation, loading, filtration, separation to immiscible liquids, churning to separate cream from milk, and sublimation. So let's start with the first one, that is threshing. Threshing means the process of separating grain from husk or chaff is called threshing. The grain are being beaten to separate it from the husk or chaff. This process is called threshing. Chaff are the pieces of straw that we used to give our cattle as a fodder. Now winnowing is the process of separation of heavier and lighter components of a mixture by wind or blowing air. If wheat are with chaff kept under the blowing air, then wheat will fall at the nearer places, whereas the chaff or husk will just flow away with the wind and will fall at the distant places. Now next is hand picking, the process by which undesirable components are just picked up by hands. Like our mother gives us the rice to separate it from the stones in it. So this method will be called hand picking. Next one is sieving. Sieving is the process that we can see at our home. Sieving the tea to separate the tea from tea leaves. The process by which separate solid constituent of a mixture which differ in sizes. If you are sieving tea to separate it from tea leaves, or we used to sieve flour to separate the husk and different particles from it. A sieve is a device with many holes. Sieve is chalni in which there were many holes which allow the smaller particles to pass and the larger particles will remain over it. Next one is magnetic separation. The process by which magnet is moved over a mixture. The magnetic material sticks to it and is removed. If we will move a magnet or a mixture, the materials which will stick to it will be separated from the remaining ones. Next is separation of soluble solids or separating solute soluble in solvent. One is evaporation, the process by which conversion of liquid state into gaseous. When liquid is converted into gaseous state, if water is converted into water vapor, it will be called evaporation. And if we will do the reverse, when gas is converted into liquid, it will be called condensation. So they both are reverse processes. Next is separation of insoluble liquids from liquids. Separation of insoluble solids from liquids. One is sedimentation and decantation. We will take a solution of sand plus water. We will mix it with the help of a spoon and keep it for some hours, up to 8 to 10 hours. What we will see after some hours, that there will be sand at the bottom of the container and water will be over it. That means sand is remaining on the bottom as it is heavier. Then we will pour this water in another beaker. So remaining will be, this is decantation, water will be decantation, and this remaining is sedimentation. Sediments will remain at the bottom of the flask. So here is the definition. The process of settling down of heavier and insoluble components from the mixture is called sedimentation, and decantation is the process of transferring clean liquid without disturbing the sediments. Next is loading. This method by which finer particles are made to settle faster by dissolving a small quantity of alum. Alum is added to make it dissolve faster. Next is filtration. It is a process in which impurities are passed through a filter. The filter has pores in it that allow only liquid to pass through it. For example, we can take the example of water filters. Next is separation of immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids can be separated when two liquids do not mix well with one another. One is funnel, another one is centrifugation. The method of separating mixture of oil and water. Oil and water can be separated with the help of funnel, and centrifugal fugation is the process in which the mixture containing suspended particles, milk, or we can say the curd, is churned to separate cream from it. This is called centrifugation. Churning, the method in which separating lighter particles of solid suspended in liquid from, for example, butter from the curd. The process of moving it is called churning, and the butter which will come in the center, it will be centrifugation. Now next is separating solute not soluble in a solvent. One is flotation and sinking method. This method is used when the components are not soluble and one of the component in mixture is lighter than water and another one is heavier. So if we will drop iron particles, it will just settle down, and if we will drop the lighter particles, it will float on water. Next is sublimation. Sublimation is the process in which solid is directly converted into gas. This process is called sublimation. For example, camphor. Camphor we used to keep it in our clothes for the proper fragrance. The camphor gets converted directly into gas. This process is called sublimation. So that's all about this chapter. I hope you learned it well. So we will meet with a new chapter. Till then, thank you and have a good day to all of you.